Hello guys, welcome to this Sencha ExtJS series. In this video, we are just going to see about what is Mixins. Actually, the day which I came to know Mixins seriously, I was quite excited because it addressed some of the problems which I commonly faced. And this is the first time which I have been using this mixin concept in any of the programming language. That also made me to go a bit crazy about this particular concept. In object-oriented world, you can compare the mixins with the multiple inheritance. Okay, like you have we will see the list of scenarios, but before that, we will just see what is mixins. Okay. Mixins are also in ExtJS. Okay, and Mixins also a class. Okay, there is nothing else, just a class, and you can have variables and functions inside it. But for example, that's what I'm saying. So the scenario when I use the Mixin is like my controller was keep on growing, and it was more than 600 lines. And I thought like I have to split my controller as two instead of one, because if I want to debug a 600 lines of code, if I want to scroll down up and down, it was very difficult. So I thought like I'd split my controller as two parts. But see, one thing which we have to aware is like from your controller, now you can access your view, right? You can access your view like this.get view. If you're given, you will be able to access the view. And this.get view model, if you want to access a stored inside it, this.get store if you want to perform, then obviously you will be able to access it. But for example, you are using statics instead of you are using a helper function, which is not a mixin. That's what I initially tried. I had a function, but to which I have to pass all the variables, whatever that I want to access. For example, the whole view I have to pass, the model I have to pass, and I want to bind the variable data from my controller to my view, and I want to get some stored, and which is not quite easier with the statics method or helper method. But at the time, I just read about the mixin concept, and it was quite exciting. The thing is, when you declare the mixin, okay, like when you split up the controller, I split up the controller as two. I'll show you in a while. We'll just go to that. Before that, we will complete this theoretical part. So mixin is also a class. It can be included in another class. You have to include this in your class top, like if you want something, you will include those in the requires array, right? Something like that. You can declare a mixins array as well on top of your controller or your class. So if you declare a mixin, you can give any number of mixin as a comma separated. So whatever the list of member variables and member functions which is available inside the mixin, it will be injected inside the controller when it is derived. So if you are giving any listener, okay, for example any listener method, then if you are defining even the mixin, then it will be get automatically accessed without throwing any error. Okay, so as I told you earlier, in object-oriented programming, you can compare this with the multiple inheritance. Mixin class properties can be accessed if they are the part of the parent class. So you will not see any difference between them. So you will be able to access all the variables from the mixin to the controller, from the controller to the mixin. Everything will be accessible vice versa. Okay, so we'll see that. So I have this upload class. I have the handler assigned to this on click submit, right? I have this in my main control on click submit. But consider this is getting used in so many places. Now you want to use it across views. Okay, this particular method. So what you can do is you can create a mixin. I'm just going to create an upload mixin or something. I'm just going to name it in that way. Okay, so you can as we discussed earlier, it is ex.define can have three parameters. One is its class name, other is its list of member variables and objects, and the third one is an optional callback function. If you want, you can just define so. So these are the three parameters. So I'm just going to call this as a mixin. So we know it is under what is our namespace? It's upload app. It's our root namespace, and it is inside the view, and it is under the package called main, and the class name is upload mixin, and it is a camel case. So that's it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this method over here, and I'm just going to put it inside this. So as this is an optional callback function, I'm just removing it. Okay, fine. So inside this, I'm just trying to do the this.getView. But as of now, if you say like there is no getView, right? So just save this. Now try to refresh the application once. Okay, fine. When you click on submit, what will happen? There is no such method called onClick submit, right? So because we removed the method. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to include the mixin array config here. So like this, okay. So what is my mixin class name? So you can copy the class name over here, and you can put it inside this. Okay, now try to refresh the application. Okay, fine. So quiet. Yeah, it's getting called. Fine. So you are inside the upload mixin, and onClick submit method is called, and it is failed. It says like 4 not found or something. So you can check it over here. So the post request failed because the server is down. Yeah, fine. That's pretty much fine. But what we came to know now, if you do this.getView, it will be your app main view, right? Right. Oh, I am inside the callback function of the. I think I'm inside the callback function of this. So I think I have to assign the scope variable here. Let us try this once. Okay, fine. So now we are able to access the view. Even though this is not a part of its controller, we define this only as a mixin, but still it is acting as the method in the controller itself. So you can even do this.getView or this.getView model, just like that. You can just query for your form if you want, and inside the form, if you want to query for the text field, you can do so. You can query for file field. Yeah, fine, pretty much it works, right? So the thing which you have to understand about Mixin is you can copy this Mixin array, and if you want to use it in some other place, you can just copy this and you can put it. All these things would be accessible inside this array, this Mixin array, okay? And if you have any config over here, you can do so. There is no limit to it. Okay, fine. The scenarios where I have used Mixin personally is like when my class grows more than some number of lines, I split my controller, and when I want to reuse the same number of member functions or member variable in more than one class, then I count for a Mixin, so that I don't need to repeat my code more than once. Okay, that's why I just ended up using the Mixins, and seriously I was excited about that, and that's it. So I hope it helped you in terms of understanding what is Mixin, how it should declare one, and what are the scenarios where you can go for using a Mixins. Hope it helps. See you in the next session. Bye bye.